phone is that? That's
not mine.
Not mine.
Elijah.
Wait,
it must have been Elijah.
Michael is a Yiddish expert, a classic scholar, a man of incredible knowledge. Every time you hear us on Morning Jew say we don't know something, now we can ask all those things to Michael Wex. Well, maybe you can settle a long-standing debate between Katie and me.
Anyway, we'll have to agree to disagree about many penis things, including circumcision.
So basically, you were just looking for more things to continually argue to me that
this presented itself to me like a loose foreskin flapped into my face.
That's how they come to you? They just show up in your face?
Like the hidden part of an uncircumcised penis. I'm going to push back the lies to expose the truth.
It's sort of an exciting moment. This is, in fact, the very thing we hear from the other people on the internet about the most from our shows, which may or may not surprise you. We have a little circumcision debate going on.
That we'd like you to snip in the bud.
I will snip it.
My argument is that, historically speaking, its biblical purpose had nothing to do with, oh, we think this is going to help prevent STDs and future sex partners in the future, which is what the medical research shows to be the health benefit today. Basically, my argument is we were as cuckoo as anybody making any religion.
My argument, as the counterpoint, we know that in certain circumstances it's healthier. That doesn't mean I would circumcise my son, but there is a health issue.
Doesn't mean Abraham knew.
I know, but the bacteria that gets stuck in there used to get stuck in there too. There are a couple of possibilities. One is you can say the Jews thought it was for health reasons and they were wrong. The other one is they thought it was for health reasons and they were right. The other one is they thought it was for health reasons and they were right. That doesn't mean that in this day and age.
One is it had nothing to do with health reasons, and it might now happen to have some people a health benefit, but it certainly isn't why we started.
But how do you know for certain why we started something?
Okay, Michael grew up in yeshiva as a religious scholar. Here you go.
Generally, traditionally, it's considered that there's two kinds of commandments.
Moses, this is the Lord thy God, commanding you to obey my law. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, I hear you. A deaf man could hear you.
What?
Nothing, Gonish.
Two kinds of commandments. Those that we know the reasons for, like don't murder people, don't steal things, because this is going to lead to society falling apart or something. And then those that we don't know the reasons for. And among those that we don't know the reasons for, two biggies are circumcision and kosher food. Why shouldn't you eat pork? And people go, well, you'll get trichinosis. Everybody knows that you can just as easily get a tapeworm from undercooked chicken as you can from undercooked pork, etc., etc.
I just don't think that you can disprove the idea that they thought it was for health. Because
no, well, what an Orthodox rabbi would tell you, an honest one, is, well, of course, God is not going to command us to do something that is bad for us.
Sure he would. Step one, take your kid, put him on a pile of sticks, try to kill him. That's pretty harmful. There's nothing about that that's not
They would
harmful.
argue that only was
one person.
Because he wasn't going to kill the guy. He wasn't actually going to
tell it to the kid.
Abraham.
But it's not thou shalt sacrifice your kid.
But that's not something you're supposed to do generation after generation after generation.
You wouldn't
That's
have
a one-off thing. But, you know, Abraham is a whole different category.
About separating women and men.
That comes much later, and that's a social thing. I mean, you look at the societies in which Judaism flourished, which tended to be either Near Eastern, in which men and women are rigorously separated regardless of what religion they are, or Eastern Europe, where there was also not a lot of socializing. Stuff then gets reinterpreted or ossified. I mean, the stuff that's going on in parts of Jerusalem now and even upstate in New York, where they're having, like, you know, men and women should walk on opposite sides of the street, where they have separate shopping hours for men and women in stores. This is very recent. This is unheard of in all of Jewish history,
Oh,
and
interesting.
probably have as much to do with the rise of the Tea Party and American evangelicism and Islamic fundamentalism
Yeah,
as they do with anything intrinsic to Judaism. This is a
Right.
zeitgeist thing. Nuts as it is, and wrong as it is, you can say a lot of things about narrow-minded past of Judaism, but this is a new narrow-mindedness that was never there before. And
Nouveau narrow.
people like my parents, who were Chassidim from Poland, if they were still alive, would be either scratching their heads in bewilderment or laughing at them.
There's this phenomenon of selfies.
The concentration camps.
Yeah, especially Israeli teens going to concentration camps and taking selfie pictures, like here with my besties, and hashtagging them, Treblinka. I don't understand the happy face in the selfie. I understand taking a picture of yourself because it's just what you do everywhere, to be like, I'm at this place, here's a picture of me, and I want to show you I'm sharing my experience with other people.
I think it's mostly...
That's the part I don't understand.
Look, I think it's mostly that. I think it's just people that aren't thinking.
Walmart and Amazon got nabbed because they were selling framed inspirational posters of...
Yeah, the Arbeit macht frei.
Workshop set you free. And just so everyone knows, this is the motto, so to speak, of Auschwitz, right? Just so our Jewers. Oh, we've never used that word before, a Jewer.
Oh,
so
our
viewers
Jewers.
know.
A friend of mine actually commented on that and said they're probably trying to sell these to Jews.
Little decoration for your home.
That would be great to have over your doorway.
Well, a friend of mine...
Blow it up. Work will set you free. Ironic delight. You know what? You could just, in a way, say that. I mean, the ironic thing is American culture just sort of is that notion, minus the concentration.
Fine line between Nazism and the Protestant work ethic.
Not to have you back on because there's infinite things to ask you.
Yeah,
if you're willing.
Sure. Yeah.
Infinite things.
If you're willing, and we'll be much more smooth. It'll be much more smooth, technically, if you can imagine, even smoother than this.
It's hard to imagine. I know.
Funny, I just got a brand new router last week.
Ooh.